I'm Jessica, and this is Maren. We're with Gall Sewing and Vacuum Center, and today we want to talk about what kind of needle to use for what kind of fabric you're using. With all the different options out there, we know it can be a little difficult to choose which one to use. So we're going to start with a universal needle, which is good for most woven and knit fabrics.
Next, we have a ballpoint needle. Great for those fleece projects for winter quilts or microfiber.
Right,
Yep.
right. Then we have your stretch needles, which is good for any two-way stretch material, especially if it contains lycra, like your swimsuits or elastic.
So we go from the fleece blankets to your swimsuits. Typical Michigan weather.
Yeah, exactly.
So next we have the jeans needle. A lot of you think, what am I going to use to alter my jeans? Guess what? There's a needle for that. It will also do heavy canvas as well, so for those outdoor projects.
That's nice to know, because doing the hems on your jeans and stuff, they can be very difficult to do. We then have your leather needle, which is of course ideal for your genuine leathers, but you don't want to use this needle on your ultra suede or vinyl.
Good to know. Good to know. Have you ever had a project where you're sewing silk and you get puckers and it just doesn't turn out right? Guess what needle to use? A sharp needle. It'll go through that silk like butter.
That's nice, because those can be kind of a pain to sew through.
Yep.
We then have your quilt needle, which is perfect for piercing and quilting your cottons and batting together.
Oh, so that's the needle I needed. My last project I had, I was skipping stitches like crazy.
Yes, this will give you a nice straight stitch in your piecing.
Good, thank you. Embroidery needles. You would probably think you can only use this for embroidery machines.
Right.
Not true. You can actually use this for decorative stitches using any rayon, polyester, or cotton thread.
Nice, nice. We're then going to go to your hen stitch or wing needle. This is used for heirloom sewing. It has fins on either sides of the shaft, which create a wider hole when you're doing the heirloom sewing.
So what you're saying is there's actually blades on a needle for a sewing machine?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Crazy. Okay, top stitch needle. Some threads are heavier than others. Sometimes you have outdoor thread that's a little bit heavier, dense, doesn't bleach or fade. Well, the top stitch needle has a larger eye in the needle, so that'll allow that heavy thread to go through.
Nice, nice. Yep. I like that. We then go to your twin needle, which is great for heirloom sewing and hemming, and it's also good for a decorative top stitching.
And if 2 needles isn't enough, can you believe they make a needle that has 3 needles on one shank?
That's
unreal.
Crazy.
So what this is great for is decorative hems, if you want to spice it up a little bit, heirloom sewing, or pretty much any top stitching job that you want to do to add that extra spice.
Oh, that's fun. We like spice. We then have your metallic needle, which is good for decorative sewing on various types of fabric using your metallic thread or rayon.
And last but not least, self-threading needle. How many times can you say, oh, my eyes are going bad. How do I do this? I gotta stop sewing. No, you don't. There's actually a self-threading needle. All you do is run the thread down the side of the needle, and the thread will literally fall right into the eye of the needle.
That's amazing. So, that makes it so much easier than having to try and use a magnifying glass to get it to go through there. Well, that's all we have for you today. Hopefully the next time that you sew, this will help you pick out your needles. Also, there is different sizes for your different needles. So in order to find out which size you need, you want to look at how light your material is. If you have a lighter weight material, you want to use, let's say, a 70-10.
Yep, perfect.
If you have a heavier weight material, you'll want to use something like a 110-18. Well, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully this helps you out the next time you need needles.
And keep on sewing.